Now, Sri Lanka, a country that has become synonymous with economic disasters, the situation has got to a point where children are out of schools and parents are losing their jobs. But this sparks a big question. Is there any other country that might go the Lanka way? Well, with the international market slumping, global food crisis at play, and a war in Ukraine raging, many economies are being pushed to the edge. Alarm bells are ringing from Caracas to Islamabad. Now, according to a new report, some 1.6 billion people in 94 countries face at least one dimension of the crisis. Be that food, energy, or financial, about 1.2 billion people are living in severely vulnerable economies. Every major global intervention has a ripple effect. Like the coronavirus pandemic affected every country's tourism sector, the food crisis created by the Ukraine war led to a rise in prices at your local departmental store. Just like that, a slumping international market will affect your cost of living. Some of the worst hit countries are those that are already devastated by corruption, civil war, coups, and other calamities. So let's look at 7 such economies that are hanging on by a thread, starting with Afghanistan, a country ravaged by decades of invasions and coups. And since the Taliban took charge in 2021 of August, not only is the economy in shambles, there is no clarity on how bad the situation is. The Taliban regime took over Kabul and soon came the information blackout. But what we know is that the only thing keeping the Afghan economy afloat has stopped. We are talking about foreign aid. Since the troop pullout, Western countries seized existing banks and paralyzed trade. And on top of that, it also levied crippling sanctions. So about half of the country's 39 million people face life-threatening issues. Like Sri Lanka, Pakistan has also been keeping the IMF busy. Islamabad is hoping to revive a $6 billion bailout package. Soaring crude oil prices pushed up fuel prices. Now, this further rose inflation to over 21%. To gain the IMF support, Prime Minister Shahbaz Sharif has also imposed a new 10% super tax on major industries. As of late March, Pakistan's foreign exchange reserves had fallen to $13.5 billion. This is equivalent to just 2 months of imports. Let's look at Argentina now, where about 4 out of every 10 people are poor. And at a time like this, its currency has weakened. So the central bank is running alarmingly low on foreign reserves. Inflation is forecast to exceed 70% this year. Talks over a deal with the IMF to restructure its debt are ongoing, but that is not expected to go smoothly.
WION, now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.